9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, bitte Mark.
Hi.
Nein.
I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to GGG
Es ist RIP.
Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage, which is coming out 1 week from now on March 6th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Mirage weapon effect by following the instructions below.
Lauter?
But first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile Mirage.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Afarud assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break
Jinns.
their chains, rescue them,
Wir müssen die Jinns
and
retten.
you will be granted a wish.
Oh mein Gott, Tower! Sind das Tower? 80% mehr Rarity? Kritische Atlas-Bosse? War das gerade ein Sirius Beam?
He yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
Path of Exile Mirage. Also wir kriegen eine komplette neue Area. Ja, wir sehen uns die Dual Strike. Imbued Gems. New Uniques. Restore them. Holy Skills, okay. Keep us to core. Der Atlas Fractured. Reliquarian Ascendancy and much more. Holy shit. 7-Link? War da 7-Link zu sehen? Ich habe keinen 7-Link gesehen. Aber der Atlas wird gefractured? Was bedeutet das? Atlas Fracture ist crazy geil. Das klingt sehr wild. Haben wir irgendwas abgeschlossen? Nee.
In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima.
Empowered rewards, new skills, new uniques, fractured Atlas, explore shaped regions, discover memory rewards, 40 neue Exception, 40 neue Exceptional Support Gems. Hat sich nach Vorteil mit Nachteil, wenn du das Fracture geht. Der Fracture ist nichts Neues, Schmelke in PoE. Aber halt auf dem Atlas. Bin gespannt, wie das aussehen wird auf dem Atlas.
After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 a.m.
Rarely Current Ascendancy Class.
So let's get started.
Okay. Bin beim Lurk für Drops. Alles klar, Coco.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile.
Ja, Mark.
In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Afarud, a sect
Mark.
of desert-dwelling
ich kann nicht abhaken.
necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land.
Wer mag
Instead,
abgehakt?
they seek their sovereignty through darker means. The Afarud have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them, sapping their energies for purposes unknown. You must fight your way past the Afarud's necromantic creations to find the captive Jinn. Here, Virashta, an ancient Marikith sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them.
Wir müssen die
After
Jinns
successfully
tatsächlich
defeating them,
befreien.
you will then be asked by Virashta to enter the Astral Realm. And
Okay, es ist eine komplett eigene Area.
This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage.
Ein Alva
An
Gate.
imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn. Now, when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally. Hold tight, because this leak mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas.
Juicing
We'll get
Areas?
to that
Ja,
in a
Mark.
moment.
Bitte tell me more.
Virashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so.
100% maps found in the area.
These
Some
wishes are
text merge area
modifiers
will
that
replace
will
with
apply
monsters
to
that
the
convert
Mirage
drops to
area.
gold.
And have some
Portal
pretty
scrolls and
potent
wisdoms you found in
outcomes.
area will instant drop as
There
other
are wishes that
currencies.
grant extra rewards, such as the wish
Okay.
for glyphs, which causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the Mirage to instead
Interesting.
drop as other currencies. Or wishes that will spawn rewarding enemies.
Portal Scrolls to Mirror.
Such as the Wish for Avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies that convert their equipment drops to gold.
Und eine Goldfarm, vielleicht.
And wishes that can grant you extreme power while
Mirage,
inside the Mirage.
have Soul Eater, additional Bronze Jewel Cache.
Or the Wish for Godhood,
Player in Mirage area
which
cannot
allow you to
die.
consume the souls of your enemies, or make you completely unkillable.
What the fuck, du
While
kannst dich
within the
unkillable
Mirage,
machen?
of course.
Kann ein bisschen leiser stellen, please, man hört Mark kaum, noch wenn du was sagst.
Each wish is also marked with the sigil of one of 3 powerful
Das ist auch das Ziel von dem Stream, sehr gut, man.
Sand Djinn, Fire Djinn, or Water Djinn. Depending on the sigil chosen, monsters within the affected Mirage will have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies. A coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of skill. Each of these coins can be used on a max-leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used.
What the fuck?
Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor.
Okay, es geht auch nur einer, also 7 Links. Wir kriegen 7 Links.
That's one of the rewards,
aber random.
But let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic. Once you've made your choice of wish, enter the Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Djinn.
7 Link ist ultra
Shatter
krank.
this chain to free the Djinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Afarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Djinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Djinn.
Es ist einfach eine Kopie von deiner Area.
Created from an in-game map, for instance, will have all Scarab, Atlas, and
Holy
map modifiers
shit.
the area has.
Du läufst deine Map einfach zweimal.
Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for you to open.
Du kannst mehr Strongboxen farmen, ja.
Blights
Mehr
can be defended again.
2 Blights in der Map. Mit 7 Links sind alle Builds hinfällig, aber absolut.
Legions fought once more, and so on.
Aber das ist krank. Du kannst jede Farming Strat einfach doppelt bespielen. Das ist ultra geil. Endlich 40 Strongboxen anklicken statt nur 20.
These recreated copies of League mechanics, however, have been warped
Double League
into
Mechanics,
reality
what the
by
fuck? Double League Mechanics ist insane. Das ist richtig insane. Und dann auch noch mit Buffs. Double Strongholds lieben wir. Wenn der nicht gerade da wäre, hätte ich bestimmt auch reingeguckt. Die sind sehr beliebt, wie es sich anhört. Ne, die waren einfach zu lang Metaschmelke. Ja, Kogo rein in PoE 1. Die Mechanik wird empowered?
That are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage. For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to the usual pool. Restless Ground can raise slain enemies to fight again, or Quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
Du hast für jede Mechanik neue Mechanik in der neuen Zone. Für mehr Juice hoffentlich.
Can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral
neue Catalysts.
These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers.
What the fuck?
As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here.
Das ist ja ultra
Another
broken.
example is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a Thaumaturgic Hourglass, a powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of Thaumaturgic dust.
Oh, Dust?
Blight encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Afarud enemies, infested with Blight. This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable.
Holy shit! Ein Belt, der anointed werden kann. Endlich keine Abyss Jewel Meter mehr.
Will generally be near the content they can empower in the
Holy
Mirages.
shit.
So you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area. As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the Djinn. so your campaign experience will double down on being more action-packed and rewarding.
Okay, mehr Loot in der Kampagne. Ist nicht so
if you're
spannend.
traveling through mirages, encountering
Neue
new
Uniques.
enemies and slaying them, you can expect to find some
Sieht
new
mir nach einem mehr.
uniques.
Guckt bisher aus, bin gespannt. Grüß dich, Dank. Sieht sehr geil aus, ich bin ehrlich.
And have over the centuries stolen away priceless Maraketh artifacts.
5% auf Drop.
Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact. An ancient and exquisite
Cannot poison enemy
blade
for at least
that
12
has been
poisons on them.
tarnished and
Inflict
befouled.
critical poison on the same target.
Its
When you
rusted
inflict
and
poison with
jagged
this
edge
weapon,
is perfect for poisoning and
wither on
withering
hit
your
with this
enemies.
weapon against enemy with at least 12
However,
poisons on them. Oh, du kriegst
Barasta
free
has at her
Wither.
command the power to restore these once lost Maraketh treasures to their former glory. Acquiring
das für eine
a
Waffe?
coin
Die
of
sieht sehr wild
restoration
aus.
by slaying monsters in mirages allows any unique obtained from the Upper Rood to be transformed into its Maraketh counterpart.
What the fuck?
Its glorious original
Neuer
form.
Orb, wo wir die
Flesh Render, for
Was macht
example,
das?
transforms into Sky Sunder,
Sky Sunder.
the original Maraketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun. When you
The
ignite
fuck?
monsters, Sky Sunder reflects
Ignite
that
auf der
ignite back to
Waffe,
you,
ja.
which
Ach,
proliferates
das wird
to
von
nearby
Poison
enemies
zu
in a
Ignite.
massive area. If you
Lol.
meddle with the affairs of the Upper Rood for too long,
Eine Art
though,
neue
you may
Fallborns.
draw the ire of the
F
Mirage
buff, ja,
League's
maybe.
new in-game boss, Saresh of the
Neuer
Weeping
Boss,
Blade.
neuer Pinnacle. Abhaken.
Saresh also has a set of powerful, exclusive items.
Oh,
Yours
was haben
for
wir?
the taking.
Diamond Shrine Buff
if
affected
you're
with
able
no
to
blast. You
defeat
have
him.
resistance Shrine Buff affected by no blast.
So
Keine
that's the
Blast.
Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills. Some holy skills. In 3.28, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the faithless to their rightful graves. We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples.
With holy
Okay.
hammers,
Neue
you
Supports.
slam the ground to call down a hammer of justice from the sky.
Jetzt werden wir doch
If
zum
this hits an
Paladin.
enemy, an additional holy hammer will cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call
Oh.
down an additional 2 hammers.
In Power
which can
Charge
also
Consumer?
cause cascading slams.
Nee, nicht der Skapski, aber der
numerous
kann
your
Power
foes,
Charges
the
consumen.
more
Und
instruments of
dass
holy
2 Hammer mehr
judgment.
kommen. Das ist big.
Sweep is an old skill. In
Also
fact,
Sweep?
it is so old that it's
Egal,
one
ich
of the
hasse
very
Slam,
first
ja,
skills
fühl ich.
ever implemented in Path of Exile, over 15 years ago. It's
Mhm.
been long overdue for some attention. With 3.28, it has been reworked into Holy Sweep. This
Holy
skill
Sweep.
converts some of your physical
Slam
damage to
sieht aber schon
lightning
gut aus, muss ich
with
sagen.
shiny
Ja,
new effects to match.
Zahlen sind halt immer
Some
wichtig.
enemies struck by the initial sweep will have hammers of light batter them from above.
Boah, Sweep sieht
These
irgendwie ein
hammers
bisschen weird
cause
aus.
area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts. When successfully hitting an enemy with Holy Strike, you'll summon forth a floating holy armament, a glowing mace that follows you closely. These weapons
Jesus,
are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike
Minions?
themselves whenever you do. These
Ah,
holy
das sind Minions,
armaments
die
will
mit dir
copy the
attacken.
stats of your main hand weapon to deal their damage.
Okay. Interesting.
Stand against your
Nicht mein
foes with
Playstyle,
Shield
aber
of Light.
interesting.
A retaliation skill which will allow you to unleash a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield. Additional cones of light will also
On
pour
block
forth
skill?
from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to recruit your holy army to create purging light.
Okay.
Divine Blast
Aber bis jetzt
emits a
sagt mir
beam
keins,
of holy
ja,
light from
mir
your
auch
shield,
nicht, dass ich ihn spielen würde.
coalescing into a hovering ball of energy.
Zu
A
viel
few
Minions.
moments later, this
Nur
unstable
Melee-Skills,
orb
ja, so ein
bursts,
bisschen.
exploding outward
Ja,
with
eben noch nach einem
divine
Shield-Skill
power.
gefragt.
Hello supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame. Hallowing
Hallowing
builds
Flame?
up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked.
Lol.
Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives
Du
the
kannst-
attack that consumed it a significant amount
Das
of
könnte
extra
gut
fire
für
damage.
Flicker Strikes
But
sein, wenn du
only
Charges
those who
damit
did
selber
not
generieren
inflict
kannst.
the Hallowing Flame are
Wenn die
able
den
to
Debuff
consume it.
haben.
Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of holy sentinels.
Wenn man
Or
den selber
friends,
zumindest für sich machen kann.
when they're online. We've
Wow.
also added sources of this debuff to a number of other places.
Replica?
Such as unique items, cluster jewels,
Okay.
and the Guardian Ascendancy class.
Oh, Guardian bekommt das, den Holy Flame on Enemies. Also wir kriegen diesen Debuff komplett über mehrere Items
We
verteilt.
also have another batch of new transfigured gems, with many of these being variants
Verstehe
for
ich, also
gems
Halloween
which previously had none.
Flames.
One example is
Shockwave
the Shockwave
Totem of Authority.
which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own.
What the fuck?
You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills.
Oh,
and
das,
arc
ist,
lightning
das
upon
sieht
doing
cool
so.
aus.
This gives you a mobile storm of destruction that follows you as you
Schön mit
dive into
Frostblink
battle.
of Wintry Blast.
We'll leave the rest of the
Und zoom in.
transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes. Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love
Also
to
gar
shake
nicht
up the
in der Zeit
meta.
gekocht haben. Ja,
So
das
we've done
sieht
a
schon
bunch
sehr,
of
sehr gut
balance
aus.
adjustments to a few other things as
Vor allem,
well,
dass die neue League-Mechanik
such
auf
as a
alle
pass on
League-Mechaniken
Bloodline
überspringt.
classes, expanded the passives
macht
available
doch
to
wieder
the Templar
Baller.
section of the passive tree, and various improvements to existing holy themed skills such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem,
Holy Flame Totem Buff.
and Dominating Blow.
Dadurch.
We're also doing our usual improvements
Your
to some of the
critical chance
least
is
played
lucky.
Ascendancy classes.
Damage of enemy hitting is
This time with a
unlucky.
focus on Guardian and Warden.
Oh, der Warden wird nochmal angepasst.
Speaking of
Baumeter?
Ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion
Oh,
and her new
Scion.
Reliquarian Ascendancy class.
Jetzt
For
kommt's.
those that have played the Legacy of Freesia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers come from these unique items,
Armor from
found from
equipped-
throughout Rayclast.
Non-instant war cries.
After ascending,
Warcry skills.
first select the power of a unique armor. Victario's influence increases the level of all your auras and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have
Elemental
extreme
response.
elemental resistance against incoming hits. Next,
Ja.
pick from a
Ist das jetzt die
unique
neue
weapon
Ascendancy
power.
oder ersetzt die Ascendancy?
Widowhail greatly increases the bonuses
Oh,
gained
Widowhail
from your
ist geil.
quiver. Or
Zum
Martyr's
Anklicken.
Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your Crown Jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge
Oh,
boost to all your attributes.
Baumeter, ja, Baumeter auf dem Scion.
Due to all the ways you can mix and match
Ich
unique
hasse GG, die
powers,
sind gerade
the
so langsam
Reliquarian
extra
has
drüber
more
gehavert, dass
flexibility
man
in how you
die
build it
dazwischen nicht sieht.
compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game.
Das ist so typisch GGG.
Our plan going forward is
Ja,
for the
nicht zu
Reliquarian
viel
to not be a
zeigen.
static Ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change. If you don't
Oh.
like what she offers this expansion, hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one.
Die werden die Uniques von ihr jede
Time to
Season
move on to the
changen.
endgame.
Das ist geil. Das ist super
With this
geil.
expansion, we are aiming to liven up the endgame, giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks. Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps.
Okay, Atlas.
Without interfering with the beloved core
Marc, bitte
experience
enttäusch. Ja,
that
Marc,
has made
bitte
mapping
enttäusch
so
uns nicht. Bitte,
successful.
Rage.
In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story. How she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it.
Geht die Senna-Story weiter?
In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward, to destroy the Atlas.
Ja.
Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely.
Okay.
To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane.
27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, the War for the Atlas, we
Holy
had a
shit.
mechanic on the Atlas where the
ist
Shaper
ein bisschen
and
her.
Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions
Wenn es wie früher ist,
made the
bufft die
Atlas feel more
Shaper-Region in
like a
Loot. Okay, ich bin
physically connected
gespannt.
space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions.
Okay.
We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps.
The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas. As an example, instead of having a
Neue
Mesa
Icons?
map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your
Holy
map
shit.
item, click activate, and you're good to go.
Wir haben die PoE 2 Waystones, aber wir können unsere Maps auswählen.
That Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map
Ja.
device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use
Und
it
warum
on.
sehe ich da ein
It's your
Ultimatum-Icon?
choice.
Also ein Scribed-Ultimatum-Icon. Only
This is
Tier
one
Map.
of the
Ja,
many
only
benefits
Tier
to
Maps
this
is big.
change, which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over,
Und
or
unsere
the type of
Scarab-Slots und
player
so
who
sehen
prefers
anders
to jump
aus.
around,
Aber das ist
it
geil.
is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice. For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam
Oben
Mesa
einfach
for
Atlas
peak
Tree
boss
anklicken
killing
und einfach die
efficiency.
nächste Map.
Up until now,
Ist das
this would have
geil.
required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting
Das
all
ist
your
super
favorite maps
geil.
to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading. You'll also notice that the structure of the Atlas has changed. If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after.
Okay.
You
100,
will
nur noch
now
100
begin
Maps
at
zu
the center
completen,
of the
keine
Atlas,
115.
with each corner housing one of 4 Voidstone slots. In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the Atlas.
What the
So you
fuck?
can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time. Don't
Yes,
worry
of
though,
course.
you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed.
Okay,
up
die
to a
geben einfach
maximum of
Atlas-Punkte.
10. Given there are around 20 unique maps,
Untainted
you
Paradise
only
ist
need
auf
to
dem
complete the half
Atlas
you
wieder?
want, if you
Geil.
can get your hands on them. Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These have been moved to new places. And actually, you can get more than
Stell dir
before.
vor, die sagen, du hättest da auf keinen Fall. Das wäre
Due
witzig.
to Zana's actions,
It's a
Egan now
Shaper
has a new
region.
goal and is determined to stop
At
Zana's
a Shape
destruction
Region contain
by
Blind
making
Encounter.
use of a mysterious new
Abyss.
discovery.
Shaped
Arcane
Ritual.
astrolabes.
Log in. Log in.
Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the
Log
Atlas
the
together,
fuck in.
severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant,
Okay,
affecting
das heißt,
many
das sind
of the
Orbs, die wir
maps within it.
anklicken.
There are many different kinds of
Können die
astrolabes, and they apply
overlappen?
different types of shaped regions.
Das zeigt uns nicht.
For example, an abyssal region.
Log in, lass mich Abyss
which
farmen.
causes
Ja,
all the maps
lass
to
mich
have
Ritual
an
farmen.
additional abyss. Or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
Okay, das war einfach ein Encounter mehr. The fuck? Unter Pack Size stand da
Completing
gerade
the
9%
content
Increased
added
Pack
by an
Size.
astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map. Upon doing
Okay.
so, every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier.
Oh!
This means as you progress
What
through the
the
shaped
fuck?
region, maps
Oh
you
nee,
run
das
will
heißt, wir
become
müssen aber
more
Shit-Layouts
and more
farmen.
intense, with the relevant mechanics
Oh, das ist
getting more
uncool.
and more juiced.
Also die letzte Map wird Turbo
Finally,
Juiced, aber wir
at
müssen
the
Shit
end of the
Layouts
region of
farmen mit Pech.
maps, once you have successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults,
Salot's
where
Vault.
there are powerful rewards to be had. He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking.
What the
Each vault
fuck?
is associated with a specific quadrant on the
Das
atlas.
ist cool. Du schließt es ab und kriegst am Ende noch einen random Reward.
A specific type of reward.
Ah, das ist cool.
One such vault is the Archon's Vault.
Void
You'll be
Battery?
rewarded with powerful
Und Bird?
unique items. Or
Schön
the Zealot's
heiz,
Vault
die Dinger ein
to
bisschen
acquire
recycelt.
valuable
Und
currency
Div?
items.
Oh, kein Ding. Die Wahl macht bei
This new
GGG kein
shaped
Ding. Das
region
war
system is
Jonathan's
one that
Client.
promotes running many different maps.
Completing a map
But for
object
players
with a
that want
shaped
to
region
engage
that
with this new
collapse a
system,
different map
while
within the
still wanting
shaped
to run
region.
the same map over and over
Oh.
again, the synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that. With all the new in-game changes,
Das heißt, du kannst
we
doch
thought it would be
die eine
also
Map
good to mention
spammen
some handy
mit der
tips and
Node auf dem
tricks
Tree.
for quickly navigating the
Nennt
new
mich komisch, aber
Atlas.
ich bin noch mehr hyped auf PoE 2 jetzt, weil die
When
auch
using the map
dermaßen fett
device,
gekocht
the
haben werden,
Atlas
ey.
defaults to your
Nee, ich bin gar
previously
nicht
run
hyped auf
map.
PoE 2, wenn ich
So
das
running
sehe.
the same
Das
map
ist ja
over
so
and
geil.
over is as few clicks as possible.
Und
You
wenig
can
Klicks.
right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your atlas to that location
Bösebug der Null
with the
dagegen.
map already placed and ready to run.
Wobei ich mir vorstellen kann, dass
When you
PoE
select a
2
special
vielleicht diese
area
Art von
that
Atlas
requires
auch
multiple
bekommen wird in
items,
irgendeiner Form.
such as to fight at Zeri or open the domain of timeless conflict.
Oh, das
If
ist aber
you
auch...
have the fragments to
Das ist
access
so
that in
guter
your
Quality of
inventory,
Life.
it will automatically add them to the map device.
Du
in
musst
the
die
right
nicht
spot.
mehr reinpacken, er zieht die sich einfach, wenn du es im
That's the
Inventar
core
hast.
of the new in-game. But there's a lot more in-game changes coming in 3.28. Let's blast through them.
Okay, mehr Endgame-Changes.
Over the last few
Danny.
expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize busy work, so you can spend more time doing what you love.
Meinte er, das kommende
Killing
Update auch ein Fett
monsters
für
and
PoE 2
getting loot.
nicht aktuell. Ja,
To
gut,
that
dann ist...
end, we've made a
Aber
number of changes.
das hier sieht schon so
We
hype
won't get
aus.
into too much detail, but here's a quick summary of what you can expect to have received adjustment. We've removed cartographer's chisels and map device crafts entirely.
What the
The
fuck?
loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places.
Map Item Quantity Bonus 25%.
Voidstones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your atlas,
Oh, die Voidstones werden gechanged.
including adding the new Originator Voidstone, which
Origina-
enables specific atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports.
Oh,
We'll elaborate more
what
on
the
that
fuck?
in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed.
Die wurden
The bosses
Tier
have been kept
17 removed.
around, and they better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced.
Geil.
No more getting turned into a slug for simply using
Die
skills.
Drecksmods
And
entfernt,
no
okay.
more will you be incapable
Und kein
of dealing
Tier
damage
17 mehr.
periodically.
Ne, bitte, Tier
Pedal
17.
skills
Ja,
and Originator maps have been removed. However,
keine
some
Pedal
of their
Skills.
effects are now available from the altars and memory threads.
Okay.
Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version of that thread, allowing you to save it for later.
Alter,
or
nur weil die
trade it
Leute
at your
zu
leisure.
schlecht waren.
We've added new scarabs.
Neue
such as
Scarabs?
this Expedition Scarab
Lockbox
of
found an
Infusion,
area always
which
have 4
can generate
implicits.
some
Expedition
truly
monster gain
tempting
increased difficulty and
logbooks.
reward for each remnant detonated. Oh.
And for those of you looking to take on the
Area contained
ultimate
additional
one-on-one
exceptional
fight,
rogue
the
exile.
Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional will place a true
Gut,
antagonist level
Deadner
rogue exile threat in your
Mein
map.
Kopf hat 0 mit. Oh nein,
Empowered
Kona.
by every type of wildwood wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine.
Holy shit.
This exile is not to be trifled
Wir
with.
haben wir Rogue Exiles back?
Alongside that, we've also changed
Das sah ja
some,
ultra geil
such as
aus
the
mit den
Beyond
ganzen
Scarab of
Rogues.
Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a
Oh.
Beyond boss would spawn in your map.
Beyond Farm, also
On
die
top
Boss
of that,
Farm.
we've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives,
Mhm.
such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a
Okay,
chance for
items
items
drop.
dropped by Syndicate members to have a Fractured Veiled mod.
What the fuck?
Check out the new
Fractured
the Parts
Veiled
Not
mods?
Taken Keystone, which means your
Divination
maps
cards found
on
in
average
maps
will drop twice as many
from
divination
2
cards.
random other maps instead
But
of
which
the one
ones
you're
to drop
in.
will be a mystery.
Div Card Farming, aber es ist random
And
Div Card
last,
Farming.
but not least, we've
King's
also
March?
made some changes to King's March shipping, such as we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops. I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favored resources. and you can even re-roll them for gold.
Also wir endlich keine Crops mehr farmen, wir können jetzt Metal farmen.
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want.
Oh, kein Fan. Man kann Target farmen, aber kein Fan.
Several new powerful
Und neue
rune grafts
Runen.
for you to get your hands on. Such as the Rune Graft of Fury,
Gained Rage when you use a Life Blast.
Rage on using a Life Flask.
Da gibt es auf jeden Fall viel zu tryen, da gibt es sehr viel zu tryen mit Kingsmarsh. Arcane Shield also gibt es increased Life Regeneration. Okay.
We mentioned earlier about the Originator Voidstone enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's
Der
get
neue
into
Voidstone gibt
that, as there's
exceptional
a decent
supports.
amount to cover. After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone.
Wir müssen die Goldfarben auch ändern. Ja, die neue Mechanik hat ja mehr Gold zum Beispiel schon drin gehabt, als zum Anklicken mit dem Wunsch.
These new supports are an improvement over the old.
Vielleicht langt das ja schon, aber es ist nur Kopium.
Awakened supports have long been a capstone
Awakened Spell Cascade, Greater Spell Cascade.
A gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values. Exceptional supports will all be transformative.
Ach, die sind jetzt einfach, die heißen nicht mehr Awakened, die heißen Greater und sind Level 3.
And extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life. One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices even at later
recovery
levels
support.
and deep into the
Oh, das ist big für manche Builds.
We are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So,
holy shit.
Are there, and what exactly
Das ist krass.
There are over
CD-Support kann CD-Support dann ultra krank werden. Aber auch generell 40 Exceptional Supports.
That may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to
run. Auch wenn der Name reworked wurde.
To take on those challenges.
Fork, ja.
For instance,
Hextoad
from the
Support.
King in the Mists, we have the Hextoad support. This support creates
Vom
areas
King of the Mist?
cursed ground,
Oh.
which spawns toads that bounce towards
Exceptional
enemies
Gems
and
von
then explode,
Bossen.
dealing chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have
Uber
the
Elder?
Void Storm support, which causes your raining attacks
What
to
the
create
fuck?
celestial storms of energy that grow over
Baumeter.
time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frostmage support.
Frostmage, oh,
Similar
das
to
sieht
the
geil
existing
aus.
Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your
Aber
spells.
das ist geil,
with
den Bossen
extraordinary
den Gem
content.
als Drop zu geben, das finde ich
We'll tease
ultra,
some
ultra
more of these
geil.
before launch,
Vor allem,
but
wenn
there
du
will be
Target farmen kannst.
many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame
Keepers the
is
Core.
coming back.
Bitte nerf,
However,
bitte nerf.
We
Killt
do
den
know
Baum.
that many
Weg mit
players
dem
have
Baum.
issues with the walls and hive encounters. In order to address these concerns, we'll be making a number of changes.
Okay.
One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles,
Wenn der Baum
meaning that when
wieder.
a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear.
Oh nee.
In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage.
Ja, die Wände bleiben da, aber sie gehen mit
But we
jedem
also
Schaden
wanted to
kaputt, aber
make
die
sure we
Wände
reduce the
bleiben.
visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller.
Okay.
To allow players to
Wie
engage
scheiße
with
die
hive
Maps?
encounters quicker when they do want to help
Flammable
Aleph,
Bros.
we've added a
Flammable
new
Bros.
Atlas passive
Increase
which
exploding
drastically increases
radius.
the detonation area of unstable burrows.
CK Meter, das wird
Causing
komplett
them to reliably chain react
Ja, das
and
safe
destroy the
tech.
majority of
Safe.
remaining
Kacke,
walls.
ja, das ist echt kacke.
For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now
Oh.
a pair of keystones that allow
Breaching
you to
other
block
maps are
hive
always
encounters
unstable breaches,
or
das heißt keine
unstable
Wards. Okay, das
breaches,
ist gut.
if you want.
Oder Hives. Oh, man kann
Now
Hives
that this
Target
is a core
farmen.
league, we don't
Das
want you to
könnte
have to
cool
grow
sein.
your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access
Okay.
to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aleph starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Akt 6.
Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single
Okay,
area.
mehrere
For
Breaches in
maximum
einer Map.
ruckus.
Das ist ein bisschen Oldschool
Speaking of
Breach.
Atlas
Das
Tree and
ist,
Scarab support,
könnte halbwegs
we've
cool
added
sein.
plenty. Here
Zumindest
are a
selbst wenn die
few
mir pro Run einen
examples.
Diff einwerfen würden. Es gibt. Aber,
The Massing Forces
ja,
Atlas Notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps.
aber die Unstable Breaches sind okay. Aber die Hives nerven. Once the regional area contain a boss, breach hives an area lead to Hive Fortress.
Scarab of the incensed swarm replaces all of
Alice
Aelith's
gets an area
skills with Enrage the Hive.
Okay.
Increasing
Enrage the Hive.
difficulty and reward from Hive monsters in all subsequent waves.
Boah, aber ich mag die Hives nicht.
Graft items will no longer exist.
Aber die könnten vielleicht
but
krass
we've
Loot
moved several
geben.
of the graft skills to new exceptional supports, such as the Hive-born support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill.
Also wir bekommen die Graft Skills bekommen wir als Support.
A field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them.
Mehr Minions, ja, mehr Minions.
We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new bosses and their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future.
Okay, also die Story geht noch nicht weiter.
New content we're adding, and that was a lot. From a new in-game system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up in the new Mirage League, and all that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new ascendancy class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life.
Nichts zu meckern bisher, bis auf Breach.
You can now favorite trades on the currency exchange. This consists of selecting two currencies that you want to be able to trade between with a single click.
Ich bin ultra hyped.
Favorite trade.
Er muss ja kein Breach... Ja, safely, aber wenn der Baum broken ist... Also wenn... Ich brauche halt die Baum-Changes. Wenn der Baum weiterhin broken ist, sacken halt automatisch andere League-Mechaniken.
A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash.
Aber den Change haben wir schon gesehen, der Change ist ultra geil. Genauso wie der. Endlich Div-Card farmen, also Div-Cards einfach entspannt einlösen. Du kannst einfach eine League-mäßig Ultra-Waffen durch die neue Jahr vielleicht auch das. Ne, die anderen passen sich an CPU 2. Ja, ich bin gespannt. Also, dass ich doppelt meine Farming-Strats bespielen kann in einer Map und die auch noch gejuiced, gebufft bekommen. Plus eben noch diese Orbs, die man auf dem Atlas benutzen kann. Das könnte schon sehr geilen Juice zurückbringen. Das könnte sehr, sehr geilen Juice bringen. Ja, wie gesagt, das haben wir alles schon gesehen. Das sind gute Quality of Life Changes.
The ritual icon will now glow if you've got significant unspent tribute in an area and all rituals are complete.
Aber es sieht sehr, sehr geil aus.
And a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion.
Der Tier 17 Remove ist wild. Vor allem, ich habe nicht ganz verstanden, wo jetzt die Uberbosse hin sind.
Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine surrounded by enemies and find it extremely difficult to click? Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap.
Oder was man schon mal.
Since
bin so sad über Tier 17 Remove. Ja, Remove hätte ich auch, fühle ich irgendwie auch nicht.
3.28 is no different. This patch we've added
aber
over
die Frage ist halt, wo kommt das ganze Zeug von den Tier 17 her? Also die Uberboss-Fragments. Sind denn jetzt in der Weg zu Uberboss, wenn ich das richtig verstanden habe? Ja, okay, ich hab's verstanden. Ich hab verstanden, dass Tier 17 weg ist. Da müssen wir vielleicht später nochmal reinhören. Ähnlich, Tier 17 auf mich Box nicht gewählt. Ich habe Tier 17 schon sehr gern gelaufen, weil es halt einfach mehr Juice dadurch gab, aber ich finde einen Remove grundsätzlich nicht schlecht. Das hier ist halt auch wild. Mit den Tattoos. Oh, Supporter Packs. Das Wichtigste natürlich.
Today, we're launching 2 new series of Supporter Packs. The Curator of Wisdom and Iron Incarcerator packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value and points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The Traveling Wisdom back attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey.
complete with a helpful rat friend. These chronicles will activate their magic upon identifying items and will track the number of items identified of each rarity. Just hover the
Stat-Track.
or link it in
Backpack,
chat to
das
show it off.
Stat-Trackt.
The
Ich liebe
acquired wisdom
Stat-Track.
unique finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most exiles would struggle
Wir gehen
carrying
rein,
piles of
ja,
scrolls while traveling
Stat-Track ist immer,
Raycast, but the
Stat-Track muss
Grand
fast.
Curator of Wisdom armor set is perfect for the adventurous scholar. Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge, they also hold power. As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away, before rematerializing shortly after.
Du zündest deine Scrolls an, wenn du ein Zwergbell benutzt.
variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after.
Vielleicht ist das andere noch
Summon your
besser. Ah, nee, ich
scroll-shaped
glaub nicht.
familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is formed from folded magical texts and can shapeshift between
neuer
different
Vogel.
forms.
Der
You
ist
can
sich
think of
verwandt.
this as having
Oh,
multiple pets in one.
ah,
It
du
can
hast
fold
viele
into a
Pets in
fox,
einem?
and then even burn away,
Oh, wait.
reforming into a flying bird.
Gekauft, ja.
This series of packs also contains the scroll portals.
Ich finde die
Jumbo-sized
Portals
versions
cool.
of the Scroll of Wisdom and Portal Scroll that you can make a quick retreat through.
Ich finde die
A
Portals sind tatsächlich
supreme
nice.
catalogue of knowledge can't remain
Oh.
in one place for too long and risk being pillaged by thieves. The Titan
Aber ja,
Apex
ja,
Hideout
ist halt ein Huni.
features a colossal titan who carries your base of operations atop their shoulders, constantly moving
Fürs
through a
volle Pack.
boundless desert.
Aber da ist das Hideout dabei. Ja, das Hideout huckt mich nicht so.
Iron
Oh.
Incarcerator Pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Ist das ein Map-Device? Das ist ein sickes
The
Map-Device.
Incarcerator's Restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by binding them to the earth
Okay, das sieht
as they were
scheiße aus.
tortured for their wrongdoings.
Das sieht nicht gut aus. Das will ich
Shackles
nicht.
envelop your choice of torturing device when using the chains of the incarcerator
Login
weapon
Map-Device.
effect.
Ja, echt so. Aber der Waffenskin, den fühle
These
ich jetzt auch
chains
nicht so.
shatter into links as you batter enemies. Make your way through Rayclast as a walking penitentiary,
Boah.
intimidating your enemies with the elite
Die Armor
Iron
ist es aber auch
Incarcerator
nicht.
armor set.
Also das holt mich nicht so ab.
After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat
Das
to your
Portal
torture
ist cool.
chamber. It acts as a great
Eiserne
deterrent
Jungfrau?
for would-be intruders.
Als Portal-Skin, das ist
This
cool.
peculiar creature
Oh,
was
Cat.
a favorite amongst incarcerators. They would
Kitty.
be sent into the midst of prison riots to mesmerize and
Na, wer
control
war
the
schon
toughest
shoppen?
of minds.
Ja, ich noch nicht.
Use their talents to charm
Wie
other
geil dir
players'
das
pets,
Map-Device.
causing them to abandon their owners and follow in line behind you instead, at least until it wears off. What better way to execute
Das
prisoners
Map-Device
when your
ist halt
torturing has
sick.
depleted their value?
Die eiserne Jungfrau als
Harvest
Portal-Skin
their
und das
souls to fuel this
Map-Device ist schon
map-device,
sick.
condemning
Vor allem,
them
das
to
ist ein
eternal
Single-Loader.
incarceration. Your kills within the map are also recorded based on the rarity of the monster. You
Und
can
das
choose to
Map-Device
pin
trackt
an
deine
execution
Mob-Kills.
session that you're satisfied with
Und du
on this
kannst
miniature
anpinnen.
leaderboard, which is
Login.
displayed for all that dare enter your
Ah,
heart.
das Map-Device ist sick. Das Map-Device ist sehr
Additionally,
sick.
all microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2.
Und du kriegst es für PoE
Thank you
1 und
so
PoE
much
2.
for your ongoing support.
Du kriegst also für dein Geld sogar
We're
doppelt.
just about to start the Q&A with ZED.
Doppelt Reward.
Afterwards, we'll post the full patch notes for Path of Exile Mirage.